It's time for a Humans in Tune conversation with Darren on 93.9 Mike FM.
Yes, indeed. It's time for another Humans in Tune chat. I'm excited about this one. I have got a rock and roll legend in the studio. Jeff Pilson with Foreigner is on the chat with me. And today we're going to be talking about their upcoming show that is going to be in St. Louis coming up real soon. August 6th, they're going to be at the Hollywood Casino Amphitheatre. The Double Trouble Double Vision Tour is coming to St. Louis. We've been giving you the chance to win tickets. So we're going to dig in, though, with Jeff right now, talk about the tour and all kinds of stuff. Please welcome him to our Facebook Live, Mr. Jeff Pilson.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Nice to be a human in tune.
Yes, it's nice to be a human in tune, and I'll do my best to give some decent harmony here. So,
okay.
But, yeah, very excited to have you. Like I mentioned before we went on, the last time we chatted, it's been about 4 years ago. So a lot has changed since then. I think a lot of our conversation then focused on us coming out of COVID and people getting back to live music and so forth. And you know, this summer now we're looking at, you know, some amazing shows, some great crowds coming out. So I think, you know, things a different kind of normal, right? But loving where we're at. It's a big year for Foreigner, though, Jeff. You guys are celebrating 50 years.
Yeah, we are. This is our 50th year. And we have a film coming out in the fall called In the Eye of the Storm, which is, it documents, it's about the 50th anniversary, but it's also documents a show that we did on Ellis Island in September of last year. And, you know, the whole idea of Ellis Island, Foreigner, that whole deal. But what ended up happening, it ended up turning into an absolute debacle because it started raining really bad and there weren't really preparations for the rain. So the film that comes out will document all that and how we kind of saved the day. And I won't give away the big payoff in there, but it was quite a day. And then the following day we did an acoustic show at a place called the Dumbo House in Brooklyn, right underneath the bridge and everything. Beautiful scenery. And so we, as a result, we ended up coming up with a record that's coming out Friday,
yeah, 2 days,
called In the Eye of the Storm, which is 5 electric songs from Ellis Island and 5 acoustic songs from Brooklyn. Came out amazing. It's a chance to start hearing our new singer, Luis Maldonado, on the acoustic stuff. And then on In the Eye, on the electric part of the show, you hear all 3 generations. You hear Lou Gramm, you hear Kelly Hansen, and you hear Luis. So it's quite a record, and we're very, very excited about it.
Man, that is exciting. And, you know, having that difference of scenery, right? The big show and then the acoustic show, that really gives a good dynamic element to the album and, of course, to the video.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, the videos are kind of a prelude to the film coming out, done by this guy George Scott, who directed the movie. Fabulous director. Like you say, the scenery is really, really cool. Ellis Island, they did an amazing job of filming that, and like I say, then you get a sense of what happened when the rain came and all the craziness that followed that. But yeah, it's quite a record when you get to hear the 3 different singers, all the songs, and we do a cover of Bridge Over Troubled Waters that Luis sings spectacularly, and it's quite a magical moment.
I got some goosebumps just thinking about that one. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, you got to hear it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and you know that's a good way, I guess, to hit this milestone of 50 years and to celebrate that is by bringing those 3 generations of vocalists into it and also giving the acoustic side versus the full-blown electric show, you know, a well-rounded batch of tunes, I'm sure. And, of course, loads of hits, right? All the hits all the way through.
Oh, yeah, of course. 16 top 30 songs, man.
Yeah, that is, you know, Foreigner in its own right in 50 years of music has created some huge memories. Since we've last talked, you guys were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame back in 24, I believe.
Correct.
So, you know, when you think of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction, what did that mean? You know, Dokken was what a lot of people may know you from originally, right? And predating Foreigner and so forth. To be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a member of Foreigner and as a musician, how did that impact you? How did that feel for you?
I'm not actually inducted as a member of Foreigner. It was the original band that was inducted,
okay.
And that's how it should be.
Sure.
I wouldn't have felt right about being inducted for that. I mean, if Dokken ever got in, yes, I'd feel right about that. But no, what I feel though is that the original band, it was about time that they got honored like that. It was only for political reasons that Foreigner wasn't in the Rock Hall by now. And I mean, two of the guys have passed away now.
Right.
And it's like that's a real drag that politics got in the way of that.
Yeah.
But that's been rectified. So I'm just very, very happy to see the guys in. They so deserve it. They are, they really did something. They really created a band that is great. And, for instance, October, we're re-releasing the Head Games record with Atmos mixes. And we found a live show from '79 that is just magical. And it really shows how on fire they are. And again, they so deserve to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I couldn't be happier for them.
Yeah. And it's cool to be a part of this chapter that you're in now.
Oh, it's wonderful. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
I mean, again, we have 16 top 30 songs. So, I mean, the whole show is songs people know. That's kind of a dream for any band, because a lot of bands have one or two songs people know,
Right.
and we are not one of those. So it's really, really cool. And we just have a rapport with the audience that's amazing.
I think
And yeah,
I think
go
that
ahead.
enunciates, the depth of the catalog with Foreigner, because you mentioned that, a lot of bands may have two or three songs that, everybody knows because those were their radio hits. And then there's four or five B-sides that, album guys dug a lot more. With you guys, the whole show is a greatest hits. I mean,
Yeah,
it's up to you if you want to throw in a B-side here or there. But I mean, your B-sides are huge international hits. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it
yeah.
really, and of course, with this tour alongside Leonard Skinner, that's what the
This
night's
tour
going to
is
be.
going to be a whole night of music that people are going to flip out. I mean,
Yeah.
and Leonard Skinner are really good, man. They're a great, great, great band. So this is a night. You're getting a lot of bang for the buck on this night.
Yeah.
I'm
If you
telling
don't
you.
go home hoarse from singing along with this one, you're doing
Right.
the wrong
And
thing.
and just rocking out, man, because they're great. And I'm telling you, we're gonna bring it. We're gonna bring it every night. And with Luis, our new singer, we've taken it to another level. And I'm
Nice.
telling you, people will not realize how great it is. I mean, they'll have to be there to realize how great
Yeah.
it is.
And again, the St. Louis show is coming up August 6th. It's in Maryland Heights, Hollywood Casino Amphitheatre. Great outdoor venue. Be hitting the shed, and we'll see if the weather holds out for you for that one. August shows are always a lot of fun, but it'll be warm, but it'll be a beautiful night for the Double Trouble Double Vision tour. Um, so we got the new live album, In the Eye of the Storm. I know the last time we talked, you guys were working on a new thing then, and that album's been out now for a few years. Is there, beyond this 50th anniversary, new tunes being written or any plans to that end?
There's yes, to answer your question, and there's different batches of it. We are working on totally brand new songs, which are we want to be really, really, we got to be really, the standard is very high. So
Yeah.
we're working very hard to make sure that those are all up to that standard. But yes, there's several new songs that we're working on from scratch. There's unfinished songs or unreleased or unrecorded songs that Mick and Lou wrote years ago that they have asked us to look at. So we're looking at those. There's some really good ones in there. And then here's the other thing that's really cool. We have found unfinished songs in the files and tracks that we got from all the older albums. For instance, last year we re-released Foreigner 4. And when we did, we found a song that was unfinished on there. And Lou had sung one verse and he had sung the chorus, but he obviously hadn't written any other verses yet. And so but the song itself was there. So we called Lou and we said, "Would you be into writing a couple more verses and singing them?" And he said, "Absolutely." So he did. It's a song called "Fool If You Love Him." It came out great. We had a great time doing it. And so there you're getting new old Foreigner, which is great. Well, I told you we're re-releasing Head Games in October. Well, we found two tracks from that. And one of them was a song where Lou's vocals great, everything was great. There's background vocals, the whole thing, but there was no guitar solo. They just didn't finish the song, so they never
Hmm.
put a guitar solo on it. So we decided let's call Mick's very dear friend Peter Frampton and see what he would think. So we called Peter. Peter said, "I'd love to put a guitar solo on it." So he put a great solo on it. It's a song called Trouble. It came out fantastic. And so that's another example of things that we're doing where we're finding stuff from the older records. You
Yeah.
know, there's even stuff from the first two records, and there's stuff from Agent Provocateur. So we'll also be releasing songs like that. So yes, plenty of new material over the years. I wish I could give you a date of when, but it's coming.
We'll wait. We'll be patient. We know you want to do it right. That was
Yeah.
kind of one of the things we talked about last time. It was like, it's not like, you're chomping at the bit to get something new out every year, something like that. This
No,
needs to
yeah, yeah.
take
It's
time, be
it's a
curated,
different
done
world
right.
now. It's a different world. It's about quality, certainly not quantity. So,
Hmm.
yeah, we want to do it right. And the release mechanisms aren't the same.
Yeah.
You don't have these big campaigns for a brand new record kind of thing like you used to. So it's really more about a song at a time.
Hmm.
And so with regards to brand new material, we're gonna just take it very slow and make sure that we have the right song for the right moment, and that's when we'll put it out.
And a kudos to, the studio engineers or whomever it was that did great job archiving those original masters from back then so you
Yeah,
could find those songs.
yeah, that's right. Well, Warner Brothers did that, which is great.
Yep. And, for the kids these days that are used to hitting Audition or whatever they're using to record, and it's just digital. It's endless. It's mindless. Man, these tapes, and that's may have been, hey, we're running out of studio time. We're not going to waste time, finish writing this one today. Well, we got a
Right.
full album. It's done, and off it goes. So
That's right. That's
that
right.
is really cool. I'm a big fan of like the Discovery Channel. I feel like this should be a little
Yeah,
documentary you do. Yeah.
I would love that. That would be
Discovering a
great.
Foreigner amongst the files.
Yes, I like that.
So, Jeff, your musical journey, as I mentioned earlier, you played with Dokken. You were one of the founding members of Dokken. You've played with Dio. You played with MSG, and of course, here with Foreigner. Now, you've been with Foreigner for how long?
22,
Yeah,
22 years.
that's awesome. And when you
Yeah.
look at a 50-year legacy, I mean, you're there for half the lifetime. So,
Actually, 22 years this month. What's the date today?
July 22nd.
Wow, in 3 days it'll be 22 years since my first show.
That's amazing.
Yeah, July 25th. Yeah.
Well, it coincides well with the July 24th drop. Then,
Yes, yes.
as
I'm
well.
sure that's a coincidence, but great.
Yeah, happy coincidence, right?
Good to point that out. Thank you.
Yeah. So how do you feel that your early journey in music, leveled you up and shaped you to what you bring to Foreigner now?
Ooh, good question. Well, a lot of experience helps because, I am the musical director and band leader. And whenever I say band leader, I say that in quotes because we're a band. We're not really, there's no leader.
Right.
It's just my job to kind of corral.
Kind of drive
Um,
the Winnebago.
yeah, just a little bit. But you know what? I've worked with amazing people. I've worked with, Ronnie Dio was a pretty incredible musician and the best band leader you'll ever see. He knew everything about every aspect. And I used to pick his brain. I did. I learned a lot from Ronnie, and I feel my experience with Ronnie alone gave me a lot of experience that helps in my role now with Foreigner. But Doc and we toured with great bands. We worked with great producers. We worked with all sorts of great people. So I think just collectively working with as many great people as I have over the years has given me a lot of insight in how to do things right and seeing examples of how to do things wrong and not to do that. So, yeah, I think my early experiences all kind of led up to where I am now, and it's following your passion with music, but also knowing how to do it in a way that is effective, productive, and still fun. It's got
Yeah.
to be fun. It's got to be fun, and I've seen people who make it miserable, and that is not the way we do it. We have a family, and we have a lot of fun.
And that's a big part of it is that chemistry on and off stage.
Correct.
Calling it a family is a huge part of it. And you see that with
Absolutely.
some of you. We see that when you're on stage, we see that vibe too, right? That family.
Good, man. That's what we want
Yeah.
because it's all about us all connecting,
Hmm.
audience and band. And the band needs to connect in order for the audience to want to connect. And we
100%.
see that happening, and that's an amazing thing.
Yeah. And new generations, discovering Foreigner's music through,
They are.
online all day long, right?
They
So
absolutely are.
it's cool to see that in the crowd reflected as well.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yep. Again, August 6th, coming up real soon. We've got a chance for you to
Yeah.
win tickets at 939mikefm.com right now. Go find out more about it. And make sure you get your buns up to St. Louis to Hollywood Casino Amphitheatre for the show. with Jeff and the crew from Foreigner. It's going to be an amazing night. Leonard Skinner there as well. So don't miss it. Jeff, I appreciate you greatly taking some time
My
today.
pleasure, man. Thanks. Great
Yep.
interview. Thanks.
Good luck on the tour, and we'll see you next time.
Well, thanks. And let's not make it 4 years this time.
Amen.
All right. Thanks, man. Bye-bye.
Thanks for catching this Humans in Tune conversation with 93.9 Mike FM. Find previous interviews on our Facebook page, or you can listen via our podcast at 939mikefm.com.